Hello, Elements. It's Mrs. Campbell, and this is your introduction for lesson number 4, where we get started with the Civil War. This week, your lesson will involve comparing the North and the South at the very beginning of the Civil War. So let's take a look at post number 1, where it kind of walks you through the lesson for this week. You're listening to the intro. For step 2, your resources, just know that the resources you need for the lesson are embedded into the assignments. So, whatever you need, you'll find when you open up your assignment. There is an optional video clip if you are interested in a short video about how the Civil War actually begins, which is a conflict at Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina. For step 3, to engage with the lesson this week and gain some background, you're going to open up a Google Doc that will have you comparing the North and the South as the Civil War begins. I've provided 2 resources that are linked up at the top. One is a video clip, and another is in the form of a chart. So let's take a look at that one. With this chart, I'm going to give you a hint. The first page is honestly all you need to do this assignment. I have given, however, some additional pages that have information in a slightly different format. So you're welcome to use that if you find that to be easier. I just wanted to have several options of a format, and you pick what you feel is easiest to get the information that you need to complete your chart. On this chart, you're going to be looking for the same things for the North and the South. What were their goals to win the war? What strategy would they use in order to do that? For instance, if I come over here, I'm going to see the military strategies right here in the middle row of your informational article. So that should not be hard to find. Then you're going to have to analyze that information to make a judgment on what were some advantages for the North and disadvantages, and the same for the South. For instance, if I come to this chart and I read, well, the Union had a larger population. Well, that would mean an advantage that they have more soldiers. And if I look over here for resources for the Confederacy, it says, for instance, trained military officers. Well, that would be an advantage that they have very skilled generals and leaders. So that's what you need to do to complete your chart. Then you've really put all the major work that's needed to help you with the application assignment. And as always, if we go back to the introduction, for applying the lesson, you will have 2 choices: a power paragraph or a visual analysis where you compare the North and the South. For choice A, you open up a Google Doc, and this should be familiar. I've provided a prompt, a question that you can answer by brainstorming in the template, and then please type your final paragraph at the bottom. For choice B, you are given 2 choices of visuals or images, and I provide a little bit of background on each of those. Choose one that you'd like to focus on, and the second page will walk you through the steps of answering a focus question related to that image. So that's really it for the lesson this week. I hope that you find it interesting and easy to follow. But as always, if you have questions, at the bottom, I've provided you some pointers on how you can get in touch with me. You can attend a Zoom meeting, you can use the discussion board, or message or email me. As far as the enrichment opportunity that we always provide, this one, there's nothing that you have to submit, but instead I provide you with a script for a common soldier interview, and I pose a few questions that you can be thinking about as you read over this script. It's talking about a journalist who was actually living during the Civil War. His name was Horace Greeley, and he is interviewing some soldiers about how they feel at the beginning of the Civil War as they enlist into the Confederate Army. So I hope you find that interesting for those of you who want a little bit of an extra challenge or some additional information that connects with the lesson this week. All right, guys. Again, I'm here to help if you have any questions, and I hope you find it interesting as we start our studies of the Civil War. Have a great week, guys. Take care.